Tense and Aspect, presented by Christy Dusenberry. This presentation about tense and aspect of verbs has been prepared for use in a middle school classroom. Let's begin with the basics. Verbs are words that express physical action, like swim, write, dance. Mental action, like think, I wonder if I can capture his night. Or state of being, like is, are, were, which are all forms of to be. To be or not to be? Dude, that is definitely the question. Verbs may represent different time, which we call tense. Present tense verbs express something that is happening right now, as in, today she walks. Past tense verbs express something that already happened, as in, yesterday she walked. Future tense verbs express something that will happen later, as in, tomorrow she will walk. Understanding tense and verbs allows us to recreate the reality of time, which makes our writing and speaking more interesting and more accurate. Piece of cake, right? But wait, there's a bit more to it than that. When we combine verb tense with something called aspect, the verb possibilities are endless. Aspect expresses how we view the action of the verb, and lexical aspect classifies verbs by the type of act they represent. Got questions? Don't panic. There's a lot to learn about verbs. Just take a deep breath and keep watching. Before you know it, you will be a verb expert. Now, let's take a closer look at aspect. Progressive aspect represents ongoing action. He is running right now expresses present tense with progressive aspect. He was running an hour ago expresses past tense with progressive aspect. He will be running in about an hour expresses future tense with progressive aspect. Perfect aspect represents action that is already complete. He has read the book expresses present tense with perfect aspect. He had read the book expresses past tense with perfect aspect. And he will have read the book expresses future tense with perfect aspect. Now for lexical aspect. Lexical aspect classifies verbs by the type of act they represent. Asking the right questions can help us identify the lexical aspect of verbs. For example, does the act have duration? Does the act have an endpoint? Does the act involve change? Answering these questions helps us to know what category a verb falls into with regard to lexical aspect, stative or dynamic. Stative verbs describe states or situations rather than actions, like he owns a blue car or she hates her boss. Dynamic verbs have to do with actions, like activity, achievement, and accomplishment. Activity verbs express a period of time that is not clearly defined, like he is walking around the park, or this plant is really growing fast. Achievement verbs describe actions that happen in an instant, like he hit the ball, or she crossed the finish line. Accomplishment verbs have a logical endpoint, like he wrote a book about language teaching, or she made a model of the house. So let's review. Verbs allow us to express what happened: physical action, mental action, or state of being. Verb tense allows us to express when something happened, in past, in the present, or in the future. Combining verb tense with aspect allows us to express how we view the action of a verb. As ongoing, they are reading a book, or complete, she had read a book. And lexical aspect allows us to determine what type of act a verb represents. Dative, they know each other. Activity, he is playing baseball. Achievement, she solved the problem. Or accomplishment, they built a sandcastle. Congratulations! You are on your way to becoming a verb champion.